folks, welcome to another episode of My Life with Robert Burns. Jim Thompson and Douglas Mackenzie here again to talk to another of our cronies from around the Burns world. How are you doing, Jim?
Doing absolutely fabulous, Douglas. Hi, everybody.
Good. Did you get that granddaughter of yours away to bed early tonight?
No, well, just away home, just a bit late the night. We usually get on a Thursday night for dinner, and it's great fun, but I've got to be honest, I've reached the age now where it's wearing. I'm just getting too old for it.
There you go. That's a problem, this old age. Anyway, folks, tonight's guest is a real Kent face around the Burns supper circuit and a very well-known after-dinner speaker. Cronies everywhere. Please welcome Jim Morrison.
Hi, Douglas. How are you doing? How are you, Jim?
We're doing fine, Jim. We're obviously going to have a problem with two Jims tonight, but our audience will just need to put up with that. Jim Morrison, the normal format for these podcasts, if you've seen any of them, is that we get you to talk a wee bit about yourself. So the first question is always, Jim, can you tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Aye, no problem, Douglas. I was born in Scares, actually, 1951, which was quite handy because my mother was there at the time. And I was born in the middle row in Scares. My dad was in Korea, serving in the army. My mother was staying with her brother, my Uncle Jim. That's who I get the name of, Jim. And I might mention that dad had been born 9 months prior to this, I might add. Then my mother moved to Ogilvie with me and my older brother Billy. We stayed with my granny and granddad, and then we moved up to Broome Crescent. We stayed in Broome Crescent till I left in 1971 when I got married and came to Auchinleck. During that time, at 15-year-old, I started work as most boys did, and I served my time with the council as a plumber. Done my 5 years through the technical college. Then I got married in 1971, as I say, and I moved from Ogilvie to Auchinleck. I always say I went from the house with the green shutters to the house with the steel shutters. But I married the lovely Mary Morrison. That's a nice name for a Burns name. And I've got 3 children, Michael, John, and then Heather, the only lassie. She's the apple of the eye, obviously, and 1 granddaughter, Sky, again. And I'm now retired. I work, all the thing I work in is my golf handicap, and that's not happening either. That's murder again. But I retired for the plumbing. At the finish, I was doing all right at the plumbing. I was making between maybe 1,500 or 2,000 pound a week, depending where you read the Record or the Sun, because that's a load of rubbish over that. And see the films you watch on the computer at night about the plumbers getting into work houses. That doesn't happen either. Yeah, just ask Budgie or Billy Hasty, they'll tell you.
What is it about plumbing, though? I mean, every Burns club I know, there's the Burnsians are plumbers. Is there some connection there?
I don't know, no. I know, not arc any, but there seems to be quite a bit in the go. Aye.
Anyway, that was a kind of whistle stop tour. So let's go back a bit. You talked about being in Ogilvie. Did you start your primary school in Ogilvie?
Yes, I went to Ogilvie Primary School. And then when I left the primary, I attended Glaznock, the rural school. Went to Glaznock. I done it for 3 years there, and I quite enjoyed it. It was okay, but it wasn't my scene, to tell you the truth, Douglas. I couldn't wait to get left and get to work. Yeah. And I wasn't a scholar by any means, but it was all right.
So when you went to Glaznock, was the thinking that you might want to go into agriculture, or was that just the school that was chosen?
No, I thought at the time, always liked the outdoors. I liked fishing and and get over the water and over the burn, swimming and all that. And I loved it, and I thought it would get me out. But it was an agricultural school. It was you just get your lessons, just the very same Douglas. But you got gardening. My dad was a great gardener, Ken, so I liked that. And forestry work. It was okay. It was okay.
Good. It's a shame the state of the building now. It's in rack and ruin.
It's very sad to see it, Douglas. It is so. It was a beautiful building. It was a beautiful building, pleasant house. It was so. But it's in wreck and ruin now. It is so.
So when presumably when you were at Glazenock, you weren't getting things like burns to study. It would all be quite practical, was it?
It was mostly but it was more kind of hands-on stuff you got. That's right. I couldn't help but get into burns in a way, Douglas. If that's what you're leading to. My dad was a great burns man.
Well, I'll not take you down that road too early because we'll let Jim talk about that. But
okay, sorry. Right.
Let's go back to the plumbing a wee bit. Were you with council most of your career, or did you move around?
No, I left the council when I was 23. I wanted to go and see what was out there, and I worked with various firms, quite a lot of firms. At the finish up, I was doing industrial plumbing with a firm ECG. We worked up in Glasgow, the Radisson hotels, the St Vincent Street hotels and all that carry on. So that was quite a difference. Ross's Hospital, we worked there. And then, as I say, I retired. I managed to get retired when I was 63 again. And just most of the time I just play golf and that. But we travelled all over the country. Me and my big mate, the big boy from Cumnock actually, Kenny Wilson. Kenny was a great mate of mine. He was a fantastic guy. And we done everything together, kind of style. But tell the story about the time Kenny fell out the gaffer and we're working at Bowness, and Kenny had a big row with the gaffer. It almost came to blows, and it was very unkenny like. It wasn't like him. I said, come on, boys, steady up. The gaffer went away, and half an hour after it, Kenny says, I'm not happy with that, Jim. I'm going to phone him. He come back and he says, that's me, Jim. I just parked in. No, I couldn't even drive at the time. I says, how do I get to Bowness? Well, I said, I just parked in for you and all.
Very good.
It was a great neighbour, Kenny. He was a fantastic guy. Great guy. I worked with quite a lot in the Cumnock boys, actually. The council served my time with Colin Liddell, Joel Gowdy, Brian McCann, Billy Harrison, Jim Cartrell. They're good boys. We're good boys. They were so.
Good. And although you're retired, I mean, a plumber never retires. I bet during the winter you still get the calls to help folk out.
Oh, all the time. You still get it. Billy Hasty will tell you that, buddy. You just, you're always there. And the wife says, oh, what you doing? What you doing? You're 70 now, but you can't help it. You got to help folk out if you can. You come on. I'm by for going to put the roofs and all that, but I still do wee bits of plumbing. You're never really retired, are you?
Very good. And what about the golf? What's your handicap?
18. I'm not very good at the golf. No, I'm not very good.
You've been playing for a lot of years?
No, I just mostly, I didn't start it. It was about 50 really, when I get too old for indoor football. I used to, when I was a young guy, I played amateur football. And then I was an amateur boxer. I done amateur boxing doing it, which now at Kilmarnock. But I wasn't that good at that either. Douglas, but I always say only one young trophy, and it keeps falling ever.
And do you play at Ballochmyle?
No, I play at New Cumnock. Douglas.
Right. That's where I used to play golf. Not for very long, and wasn't very good. But I played at the time when New Cumnock had wee fences round about the greens to keep the sheep off.
They tell us that. I've been told that. I've been told that, pal.
No, I was never very good at golf. I used to hit the ball as many times as I could, so I could get good value for money at my membership.
But I like that. No, I like. I follow the Talbot. I like my Talbot. I like my football. And so I'm quite a keen fan of the Talbot. That maybe not get in two-wheeler and you come like ins, but there you go. Ken.
Well, let me explain for the benefit of the folk that don't live in the area. Auchinleck Talbot are probably the most successful junior football club in history. Junior football in Scotland is probably equivalent to non-league football in England, if anybody's watching south of the border. And they are there's great rivalry between Auchinleck Talbot and Cumnock Juniors and Glenafton, which is the team in New Cumnock. So there you go, a wee potted history of West of Scotland junior football. So you go to every game, Jim?
Yes, right. Mostly, unless if it's a Saturday and I've got maybe a sportsman's dinner on Douglas and I'm going to have to leave about 5 o'clock, well, I can't go away from home and then come back and go away out again. I just maybe stay in that day and head on for there. I maybe miss an odd away game, but I've got a season ticket holder and I pay into the £100 a year club for the players and that. I support them quite well. But they've brought a lot of recognition to the village and that, and they have. It's been a great thing, and they got in stay and Cumnock. It's a great thing in our area as junior football, and and long continue.
Yeah, good.
Jim, you already hinted at it. I take it was your dad that got you into Burns.
Aye, it was so, Jim. Aye. My dad was a great Burns man. Like most of us, I suppose, Jim. We didn't have a big hall Bible in the kitchen table. It was a book with the works of Burns on it. That's where I first heard it when I was only maybe about 5 or 6 years old. My dad would be sitting with that book and his hands as big as the shovels that he worked in the pits. And he'd be booming out the works of Burns. And his father, my grandfather, was a great Burns man. He now lies in a grave in Coylton with an inscription above him that reads, "I'll meet you on the lyric." Put there, of course, from my gran. Now, to quote Burns again, sleeps together to fit along with him. And my grandpa used to tell us that he couldn't get to bed unless he could recite Burns to his father, my great-grandfather, because his father, my great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather had done the same with him. So I'm quite well steeped in the history of Burns, or the love of Burns, you might say, Jim. Okay? That's where I first heard it, pal. And I think regarding Burns, the thing that appealed to me most about Burns growing up was the poetry is lovely and I love it, and I love listening to the recitations getting done in the songs, but I think it's the egalitarian appeal of Robert Burns that adhered me to him. Okay? And I love the egalitarianism in it. A man's a man for all that, and respect for other people. That's what I love out through it. And then it's constantly out through the works of Burns, isn't it, Ken? You hear it everywhere in his works, Ken. We've got to respect people, Ken, to get on in life and that. So I'm steeped in Burns kind of style, Jim. And I love listening, as I said, to the guys doing their recitations and the songs and that. But as I say, it's mostly the egalitarianism that I love out through it, Ken, and his fight for social justice. Burns, to me, always took the part of the underdog, and he never once turned his back on working people. Never once. He always kept that strong to his heart. That's who I feel about the man. And I think in Burns as much as a philosopher as a poet. That's my feelings, Jim.
Well, I mean, you're quite an organiser as well. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to speak at the Talbot Burns Supper, which I think is probably one of the best I've ever been at in terms of just the audience and the way the things run. When did you start organising all that?
Well, that's often nice of you to say that, Jim. That's a nice thing, Paul. Thanks very much. Because it's often like sometimes you can yourself, it has a bit of a name at times, but we take a pride in it. We started it. It was Dobby Fleming, we John Fleming, you met Dobby doesn't do so much now, he's going to retire, he's 85 now. But Dobby started it away maybe about 27, 28 years ago. And it was just a wee night in the wee lounge it started with, and then it just gradually built up. And I'm very fortunate for guys like yourself, Angus Middleton, ex-world presidents come and speak to us, which was a great honour for us. We always ask people if they would do us an honour of coming. We consider it an honour for us to get these people. I think some clubs do think it's an honour for you to go and speak to them. I don't see it that way, Ken. I think it's an honour. You're honoured when somebody's coming to do it for you, Ken. And that's the way we've kept it. We've always drummed in the only speaker that gets the best of order. And we're insisting on that, Ken. And it'll always be. And we're looking for it to come and do it next year, pal.
I've got to say, I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to tell my father's story. There's only two good things ever come out of Auchinleck, son. The road to Cumnock and your mother. which was his famous taunt for Auchinleck. But again, a man that loved Auchinleck, my dad. He spent an awful lot of time in it, I'm going to say. But Jim, you mentioned earlier on about the egalitarianism and Burns and stuff like that. What would you say was your favourite poem of Burns?
Well, I think A Man's a Man for all that, I think, is a great bit of work. And although again the Burns didn't actually see it in print, but Man Was Made to Mourn, I think it's tremendous too. I loved the epistles of Burns. And the wee Bobby McCallum at the Burns Supper at the Talbot Club on Friday there did the epistle to John McMath. Absolutely fantastic. Great bit of work. And my grandson Morrison that I spoke about used to say that if you read the epistles, Burns, say the epistles to Leprake, and the three of them, you'll almost find out everything about Burns you want to ken in them. Because he's writing to a friend. He's no fear to get a repercussion of what he says. He's writing to a pal. It's a confident kind of style, and I think that's where you find the real Burns in these verse epistles, to Sellers, Willie Simpson, and so forth. That's the works that I really love about Burns kind of style.
Right. Are you doing many Burns suppers apart from the Talbot every year?
I'll do my share, maybe 9 or 10 or something like that, Jim. Aye.
Any favourites?
No, really. I feel honoured to go to any Burns supper, whether it's in a wee pub or low side of the Brigade doing it. Doesn't matter to me. I treat it as an honour to be asked, and I try and do my best at it kind of style. And it's funny, you always hear something at a Burns supper. Somebody does the mortal memory. There's always a wee something you hear and you say, I never thought in that. That's quite a nice pint to come to. I heard Big Cheesy 2 or 3 years ago, Big John Watson, and Cheesy was standing up to speak. He says, I think it's as great an honour as you can get as a Scotsman to do a tribute to Burns. And I never thought it. Says that's a good way to put it. That's a smashing tribute to Robert Burns. She's got an honour as you can get for a Scotsman to do the immortal memory in Robert Burns. Fantastic.
Really? When Scotland forgets Burns, the world will forget Scotland. It's quite a famous quote from the past. But
Yes.
it's I mean, I've heard you speaking in terms of you as after dinner stuff and entertaining. What do you base an immortal memory if you're asked to do that? What do you base that on?
Well, I tend to, Jim, is try and keep away from facts and figures, because people can argue with facts and figures. Somebody could come up to any night and say, "Oh, I wasn't in Dumfries when he wrote that. He was in Ellisland or something like that." But I feel if you give your own thoughts, what Robert Burns means to you, then people can't argue with that. That's your thoughts and your beliefs kind of style, and what you take out his poetry. I mean, he's a man of independent mind to me. He's a great saying for Robert Burns, and I remember saying to my dad about a particular quote for Burns. I says, "What do you think he meant with that, Father?" He says, "Son, I'll give you the tip that my dad gave me." He says, "Read it for yourself and think about it. It doesn't need some great professor to tell you. Read it for yourself and think about it again." He says, "That's take your own mind to and think about it. And if you're stuck, ask your mother."
Hey, Jim, I mean, we've talked about poems and stuff. What about songs? Do you enjoy the odd song of Burns?
Oh yes, Jim. Aye. Well, Mary Morrison, for obvious reasons, Ken. Ye Flynn Kiss, I think, is a beautiful song. I mean, Joe Kennedy. Remember Joe? You done his eulogy. Joe was a fantastic Burns man, and Joe used to tell a story about Tim Rice, the great lyricist, said that Ye Flynn Kiss was one of the greatest love songs ever written. Yeah, and I mean, they're a beautiful tribute. I love the songs too. I love to hear them sung. I like them sung. I'm not keen on opera singers doing them, Jim. I like them sung the likes of just guys getting up and singing them and lasses. I'm not keen on the, dare I say, the Moira Anderson type. I mean, I like it the way it should be sung as a folk song kind of style. That's just my opinion, pal. Yeah. That's the way I feel about them. But I love the songs.
Wee Bobby was on and he was talking about getting together with you and talking about Burns. And I was just wondering what you discussed, because he was getting quite, he was getting quite agitated when on the phone to me.
Well, no, I mean, Bobby's much the same as me. Bobby loves egalitarianism, but Bobby likes, is a kind of folk artist, Bobby, so he likes it to be nice and relaxed and that. And sometimes you feel some of the Burns suppers, Jim, to me, are a wee bit kind of, too stiff, if you know what I mean. But again, who am I to say? That's up to them. I'm not going to say, every Burns supper's different, but there's things me and Bobby we just keep to ourselves and we talk about kind of style. I mean, Bobby's pet subjects, and I'm the same, Jim, as I feel at Burns suppers, sometimes it's the same old. It's Dama Shanta, or it's the Todd Dogs, or it's Holy Wally's Prayer. I mean, I heard Chalky White a wee while ago, I think it was a Epistle to David Sellers, absolutely brilliant. These are great bits of works that we feel should be getting put out there too, Jim. We just feel that there's a lot of works that's suffering. The Epistle to John McMath and that would like to see a wee bit more of that getting done. Again, but it seems to be the same old. But again, we spoke about it. People go to Burns suppers and they expect to hear Tam O'Shanter or the Todd Dog. So it's a catch-22 situation, Gab. It's perfectly understandable. You know what I mean? Again, but Bobby's on his high horse anyway. Again. See, I always say, Bobby McCallum, we can sing and dance and tell jokes. See, we could jump, we'd put him in the national. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing, your sense of humour never drifts very far for you, does it?
You're talking about my sense of humour, Jim. When I went into the podcast just to see what it was like, and you come up. Now you can who Mary, his cousin, May is Mary on Campbell, your brother, and I says, Mary, look at that. Oh, she says, my God, she says, he's awful like Campbell. I says, I think he is. She says, oh, it's a shame. I don't know what she meant, Jim.
Jim, you're well renowned for your humour. Do you bring humour into every whatever you do at a Burns supper?
I try, even in the mortal memory I take serious. I did, Douglas, to be I usually start away with cheerful jokes, just to warm up the audience, as every speaker does. But once I get into it, and then maybe I crack up the joke, maybe halfway through or something. No, I like doing the mortal memory because I like folk to ken that there's more to me than being a comedian, if you get what I mean, Douglas.
Yeah.
You see, okay, just tells jokes. No, they're more to me than that. I like to do the mortal memory, to let folk ken that I can do that.
And where do you get all your jokes and funny stories from?
Well, I sit at night and I go through them, and I listen to observations and that, and it's amazing what you can pick up. When I was in the building sites, I used to hear some hilarious wee comment, and you would get it and work a joke around it. There is something funny now. I heard Wally Dick on here, and Wally was talking to you, and Wally said he was born in 1967. I says, now Willie always did like a laugh. You know what I mean? I says, look at him. I says, well, 1967, his mother went into labour when the doodle bugs went ever.
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
All I can, Willie's a smashing guy. I'm all I can. Willie's a top of a guy. Yes, so he's a smashing.
Oh, don't do any more of that, Jim. We have enough problems with him already.
Aye. Right. No, he's Billy. He's on like every year too. He's running that the Masonic burn supper every year. I think he's chairing it now, which is a mistake. Judgment by whoever made it.
I'll tell you, Willie Dick, to be serious, at Buller's funeral, I looked up and Willie Dick was standing looking at me, and I think Willie kent how much I was hurting. You ken who Buller was, a hero of mine. I loved Buller. He was a smashing guy, and I just felt Willie was there for me. I thought it was an awful nice thing he did. You know, I mean, he just kind of looking as if to say, "You're right, Jim." I'll not forget him for it. It was a lovely thing. It was a lovely thing.
I'm surprised at that. I really am, because I mean, the first time Buller came into my office to see me when I worked in Cumnock, he came in and he had a black and white wig on. He was Cumnock daft.
When we went to gigs, me and Buller, the folk, they couldn't believe we went in the same car coming to Northern Let. They couldn't believe it.
And, do you have to travel far for some of your gigs? I mean, how far afield do you go?
Oh, well, I've been up before. I've been up at Aberdeen and further than that, and then doing the Priestway and things like that. Quite a bit. That's what I was going to say. But I miss Buller for that, Douglas. I used to, me and Buller done quite a lot of gigs together, and it was great to travel with Buller. And we had some great times. And I mind we walked into a hall, me and Buller, and somebody says, "Look at that." He says, "You'd think Yin had been a famine and other had caused it."
Dear.
He was a wonderful guy. That day in my office, it was a Millennium Burn supper he was organising at the Juniors Club, and he says, "Would you come in and speak? Would you do a toast to the lassies?" I says, "Aye." He says, "Oh, well, come up, guys." The first person I met going in was wee Tiger Kyle. And I says, "Oh, aye, I'll come up." I think Tiger's there to throw stays at folk.
I remember the time we were going to do a gig, and we get kind of lost, and Buller had the worst sense of direction in the world, Ken, and he says, "Just turn in here." I says, "Jim," I says, it's the next turn in here." He says, we turned in at these big gates, and the next thing I feel is out shouting, and Buller says, "What's he shouting out?" Well, I says, "It is his gear we're in." Do you know what I mean?
Dear.
Oh dear. I'll be missed in Cumnock though.
Also, we landed at a bit tail, remember, it was a real wet, miserable night, and it was a slope, right, a slope like that, and I was driving the car, and there was a set of temporary traffic lights. Twice I stalled the car, and Buller says, "What's wrong? You not got a colour to suit you?"
So, but thinking about Burns, and you talked about the egalitarian aspect of Burns. So, is there a kind of favourite character in the Burns story, apart from Burns himself?
Well, I think that my favourite characters pertaining to Burns himself, his father was a great man. His father was a great influence on him, obviously, Ken, and the tribute he paid to his father, that even his failings lent to virtue's side. What a tribute to pay to the man. To say I thought he was too honest, he was too trusting. It's a tremendous tribute. He was determined his children would get an education. And again, my favourite characters is going back to the epistles to Laprake and the fellow poets and that encouraged them and what he saw, Ken. And these, I think, done more for them than the so-called benefactors To me, a lot of them, Mrs. Dunlop and a lot of them, so to speak, the most I ever gave the man was a seat at their dinner table, and that was about it. And that's the way I look at it. I feel like it more off his fellow poets. And of course, Ramsay and Ferguson were great inspirations for him. Yeah. That's where he started. And through them, he kept to the Scottish vernacular, which we'll always be thankful for in the Scotland. Poems chiefly in the Scottish dialect, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jim, any future goals or aims in Burns at all?
No, Jim, no. I'm no one that wants to do big high-falutin things. I'm quite happy the way I'm going along. I appreciate, I feel, and I don't mean this to make people about here feel big here or nothing, but we're steeped in Burns here. And I'm not just saying there's yourself, Jim, there's Bobby McCallum, there's Billy Niven, John Shirky, V.W. McPaul. I don't need to go and read an expert's book. I can ask some of the guys and they'll tell me what Burns is about and that. And I don't, we can sit at a Burns supper and converse with each other, and you can, you're talking to a Burns enthusiast. You must have been at Burns suppers yourself, Jim, when you heard some little Lord Fauntleroy in the immortal memory, and you were thinking, this man hasn't a clue here about Robert Burns. It's happened, and we're very lucky in this area. You can get guys that can just stand up. There are guys that do recitations like Chalky or Big Shug McHarg. They can stand up and do an immortal memory just the same. So we're very lucky in this area. So I've no ambitions to go and do big fancy, and I'm happy where I think Burns is very appreciated. I'm quite happy here in the Ayrshire. So that suits me fine.
Did you ever get a notion for joining the Burns Club?
No, not really. No, Douglas, nothing against clubs, Burns clubs or nothing like that. But I'm just quite happy being freelance.
Well, I see Bobby's joined Barn, he's joined covering.
Aye. Well, I'm an honorary member of Kirkconnell Burns Club, which I'm quite proud of. They made us an, because you've got to say they've got the black and gold ties, Jim.
Talbot.
And the Logan Gate made me an honorary member, so I'm very proud of that. Aye.
That's another great Burns supper, that Logan Gate one, you know, and Ian Farrell does really well every time he organises it. I mean, wonderful.
Ian Farrell's a great Burns man. Ian Farrell, I remember me and Mary went up to do a Burns supper up at Blantyre, and they introduced this guy to do the recitations. And the guy was quite good, Jim, but they thought he was tremendous. And coming down in the car, and Mary says, I thought that guy was okay, but I didn't think he was as good as I thought he would be. I says, Mary, you're used to Ian Farrell, Bobby McCallum, Shug McHarg. I says, sometimes when you go to Ayrshire, you don't get that same standard. You know, as I keep mentioning Shug McHarg, he's too big. I'm not wanting to fall out with Shug. You know what I
mean? you mentioned Mary there. Does Mary sometimes do after dinner speaking as well?
No, Douglas, no. When we go to a Burns supper, Mary loves a Burns supper. She absolutely loves to go to a Burns supper, Ken. But Mary's quite happy sitting just among the artists, Ken, maybe the singers or those that are doing the recitations, sitting at a table at the side. She's quite happy at that.
So she's just there to keep an eye on you?
Aye, exactly. Aye. I had a lovely Mary Morrison. Aye. No, she loves a Burns supper. Aye, she loves a Burns supper.
And what about the rest of the family? Is the interest in Burns permeated down to them?
No, I think they've got a passion interest, just really, Douglas, Ken. A passion interest. That's all great. I hoped that any of them would, but no, they're not really into it. There's just a passion interest and a respect for them, but no, they're not into it as much as I am. Which is a bit. Yeah. But you were saying earlier on about the songs of Robert Burns. I've meant to say that I wrote some songs myself, and I had a couple published, a couple done in Nashville. but country songs, but nothing much come out. But anyway, Ken, just to fling that in, Ken. You can edit that out, Douglas.
No, I think I think we should keep that in, because I mean I think that's pretty interesting thing. What sort of, with the country and western songs?
I know the country songs, Douglas. I've always liked the country music. Well, aye. I wrote about 80 songs, sent a couple of them, and a couple of them done in Nashville. I know a lot to come out of them, but I'm still quite chuffed that it was 10. I saw that somebody was so fit to do them. And within a thing with the wee music club, we've a wee music club in Auchinleck. We've also, I'm in a wee wine club in Auchinleck. And we meet every Monday down in the Merlin Park.
Oh dear.
Well, but we generally have a wee music club on a Wednesday night.
Is that strings and things?
That's right. Aye. And we done a wee thing there for James McMillan, Sir James McMillan, the miners. So we wrote 5 songs and done them at it. And it come up. It was great. We got a great reception for the along with Camps was there, and then the Scottish Guinea Brass Band or something like that was there. And since I think there's been a miners association is wanting to see if they can do anything with the songs again, and maybe we can record them and bring them out.
John McDade sang one at the wee concert we had up at Newcombe.
That's right.
And it was really good.
Mm-hmm. John wrote the peace songs, a great peace song.
That was lovely.
So they're hopefully we're talking about it later on this year. We're doing a wee thing with the Scottish Symphony Orchestra. A couple of the songs, so it's nice to see. You know what I mean? Ken,
so what do you play, Jim?
I just play the guitar, Douglas. Play the guitar, pal. I'm no great with it, Kenny. 3 chords or something like that. That's about me. But I like people.
So having told us about these songs, you couldn't use a wee burst there, a couple of verses of one of them.
Well, Douglas, see my voice. Have you ever dropped a tumbler on the kitchen floor and then you shut the door and you hear the glass crushing below it? Well, that's what my voice is like.
So you can write them, but you need somebody else to sing them.
I'll leave the singing to Bobby McCallum.
Oh dear. So have you ever tried thinking about writing a Scottish folk song, or is it always country?
Well, the song I wrote for the miners was a song for my granta. My granta was 12-year-old when he worked in a pit. 12-year-old. I was 12-year-old, and I wrote a wee song about him. Ken, he was told his father had just died, so he had to go to work. He had three sisters below him to support. And when his mother complained to the employers that he's only away, and they said, well, he'll need to be a man. And that's how I wrote the song entitled He'll Need to Be a Man, Ken. As I say, he was only 12-year-old, Ken. And I thought it was a kind of folk song I had wrote, Douglas. But the guy that came to hear them, Big Finlay, Napier Finlay's had some songs done in that, smashing big guy. And him and his pal, he says, that's a country song. I didn't see it as a country song. I thought it was a folk song, so it must have been.
I'm not sure I could tell the difference.
Well, they could tell it. They said, no, that's more like a country song. Well, you get a country song, your wife leaves you, the donkeys and the corgis over a cliff and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that Tally Hatchet French comes into it every time.
But it was nice to do it, and it just shows you the talent that's in this area.
Yeah.
And it gets a chance, which was great. I thought it was a smashing thing that James McMillan to take the chance of doing it with the wee music. And it was he put his neck in the bloke for us, and it was nice of him. Yeah.
Very good.
He told us he's a very nice fellow. He says, just don't cry me, sorry. He says, just cry me, James. Yeah. I says, well, you can cry me Mr. Morrison, son.
Aye. Aye. Hopefully, hasn't he forgotten his roots?
No, nice guy, yes, so man. But what was I going to say? The Burns thing, I think it's all steeped in his old Douglas Ken. Have you noticed, Paul, when you go to a funeral or something tragic in a life happens, you hear Burns getting quoted, don't you? It's amazing.
Aye.
And even in the television, you hear them saying man's inhumanity and what's a pure. I wonder if some of them, even Americans quote it. I wonder if the Ken where it actually comes from, that it is Robert Burns, but it shows you how ingrained it is in us to say. I mean, what's a pure a gift of gears. You hear it as often, don't you, Ken?
Aye, aye, very much so.
Aye. And somebody told me that the quote, the best laid scheme of mice and men, is the most popular quote in the English language. I don't know whether that's right.
It's the most used couplet in the English language.
And I'll tell you something, Jim. Sometimes it's the most misquoted. They'll say the best.
Aye.
And I hate that. And the wife will say, oh, don't stare. I say, well, it's the best laid schemes. I wouldn't get misquoting Shakespeare, put it that way.
No, they wouldn't. Aye. But Missy door nor I laying and proving foresight may be vain. The best laid schemes of mice and men go after glay and leave us no but grief and pain for promised joy. It's a simple 5 lines to remember, you know, it's no.
Yeah.
That's my favourite bit of work, Jim. That's my favourite. If I'm sitting at night and usual day, Douglas, Jim, sometimes before you can, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, you're sitting with a Burns book. And I always seem to finish up, I turn to a mouse. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful poem. And it's everything's in it. Ken, his love of nature and his fear of the future and that. And I think there was I can't remember the guy's name, but I was told there was a professor of literature for the Ivy League in America, said that the last 2 verses of To a Mouse by Robert Burns contain more moral philosophy than the rest of the books in his library. That's some tribute, isn't it? That fantastic tribute. To me, that's.
It's wonderful poem. And unfortunately gets treated like something for the range at the skill. And it's there's so much depth to it that it's a shame, you know, it really is.
That's exactly my feelings, Jim. You're banging there, pal. Sometimes we think it's a schoolboy poem, Ken. A schoolboy poem, and it's no. It's a beautiful, beautiful bit of work. Steinbeck in a line for it turned it into a book. Fantastic. The best laid schemes of mice and men. I mean, fantastic. You know? Well, anyway, I better get off my high horse. I'm soon like Bobby McCallum here.
Well, there's any suits like Bobby McCallum up here for Bobby McCallum, though.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we wanted to do before we finish, when we have guests on that are singers, we get them to sing a song, and we get guests on that are readers, we usually get them to do a wee bit of a reading. But I mean, as we said earlier on, you've a reputation for humour. Can you manage to give us a couple of stories, a couple of jokes that we can get away with before we finish?
Well, to tell you, this is a true story. This, my wee niece is Steinware's in New Douglas, right? And
right.
She's 16 years old. She's a beautiful wee lassie, but she's fell out with her mother and father, and because she's Steinware, she's got into boyfriends and that. And she's just turned 16. Last week she turned 16. The same day as my old auntie turned 100. Very same day. They're a coincidence.
Aye.
So my auntie, she got a card for King Charles. And my niece, she got a card for Prince Andrew.
Oh, dear. Oh, I think we can get away with that one. So, what about another one before we close the episode?
Well, it's hard just to sit and think in a joke.
Oh, of course it is. I mean, just if there's something in your mind.
Well, just to continue that story, the same with me, she's into boyfriends, Douglas, and well, she's into this here about the size of a man's feet that's pertaining to, you get what I mean, Ken? So you want to see some of the clowns she's bringing here, Ken?
Very good. Right. I think we'll stop at that. Jim, that's been great. It's been great getting a blather with you and listening to you telling us about your life with Robert Burns. Thanks very much, Jim.
Thank you.
It's been an honour. Thanks very much for having us. Thanks very much to you, Douglas, and to you, Jim. Thank you.
Thank you.